registered the boy twice, was deliberately trying to falsify the age of the player, and there's a clause in the CAF constitution that states that if a federation or a national association is found guilty of trying to deliberately falsify player ages, that country will be handed a universal ban of 2 years. So let's hope that it was a data entry error and not deliberate, so that the suspension could be lifted, because it has already cost us. The previous weekend we were scheduled to play Seychelles in the first preliminary round of the 2015 African Cup of Nations, but that game has been cancelled.
Yeah, like you said, this is the time that we need each other more as a nation, and as football stakeholders. It has been bitter for every Gambian. Do you understand? But you remember the other time I told you that 2 wrongs cannot make a right. You understand? So I think this is a time. This is the time that we should learn from what has happened and try to see how we build on that and make sure that it did not happen again, and make sure that we develop our football. And in doing so, like we said, hands together. You understand? In this thing, it's not a time of blaming each other. It's not a blame games. It's not a time of trying to oppose on who did this, who did that. You understand? Yes, probably. Yeah, of course. The truth needs to come out of it, so that we know exactly what actually went wrong. But it's not the time that we should be blaming each other. It's the time that we should stand together and try to move our football forward. The future is bright. The future is definitely bright for Gambian football. You understand? With a lot of development, especially that we stand to get from FIFA. You understand? A positive development. Yeah. So. Although the news is sketchy, as of now, because it just happened some few minutes ago. So that makes it a breaking news. But suppose you want to know more about it, you can watch our subsequent sports programs, especially at the 8 o'clock news, when my boss, Babugar Sengor, would bring the whole story on the news. Then we will be able to know exactly what happened in that press conference. But just to tell you, the suspension of the 4 GFF executive, that is the president, Mustafa Kebe, first vice president, Buba Stajane, the second vice president, Kiba Toure, and the third vice president, Basiru Bajo, has been lifted by the National Sports Council. From there, we move on. Today, at 6:45, the whole world will be at standstill, because all eyes will be fixed at the Stadium of Light in Lisbon, where the European champions will be crowned. But remember also that somewhere around the corner, we have the World Cup coming, and already preparations are going on. For that being the case, the Gambia have a special interest in this World Cup, Babugar. We all know that our very own Bakary Papa Gassama, for the first time, a Gambian will be officiating in the World Cup. What a good news for Gambian football. This is what we need in our football. Not, what just happened. You understand? But we want to see people like Gassama. We want to see people like, how to call it? We want to see people like Suleiman Mar playing in the La Liga. We want to see people like Hamza Bari winning the doubles in Malta. You understand? These are the things that we need in our football.
True.
Yeah. So, Papa going to the World Cup.
Well, another moment of pride and another milestone for the young Gambian referee. He's what, 34? And that's still very young when it comes to refereeing. Well, for Papa, he's used to the international stage. He refereed at the 2012 Olympics as well in London. Becoming the first Gambian referee to do so, and also he's becoming the first Gambian as well referee to officiate at the FIFA World Cup in Brazil 2014. So I will call him the man of force, and let the whole country pray for him. So that he can have a very, very successful World Cup campaign in South America.
All right. Papa was at the State House recently to bid the country farewell and seek the blessings of the president and the vice president.
True.
We will go with that report, with that visit to the State House in this report, and we'll be back momentarily.
football, where only the best countries participate, and as a result, only the best referees are selected to officiate on football's biggest stage. Well, among those selected to referee in this year's World Cup in Brazil is our very own Bakary Papa Gassama. The country's top football referee is one of only 3 Africans and 22 other referees from around the world appointed by the World Football Governing Body FIFA to officiate in this summer's World Cup. With just under 22 days and few hours to the kickoff between host Brazil and Croatia, the 32 participating countries are getting their teams ready and head to Brazil for the showdown in football's biggest competition. And so is Papa Gassama, who is also preparing to catch his flight to Brazil, where he will write history by becoming the first Gambian to officiate in the World Cup. But before jetting out to the South American country, the pride of the nation was at State House to seek the blessing of the Vice President and the entire country. The 34-year-old was led to State House by Nancy Nyang, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth and Sports, where he met Vice President Dr. Aissatou Njie Seydi. Adam Mbai, manager of the Gambia's Referees Committee, who along with female referee Mariatu Jobate and first assistant referee Dikori Jao accompanied their colleague to State House, reflected on some of Gassama's previous competitions, including the 2012 London Olympics. Happy to receive in audience a proud son of the soil who is about to go and fly the country's flag on the world's biggest sporting stage. Dr. Aissatou Njie Seydi saluted the World Cup bound referee for his amazing achievements, which has not only put him in the history books, but put the country's name on the global map as well.
My encouragement is just keep up the confidence. CAF has confidence in you, FIFA has confidence in you, and the world itself has confidence in you because of the fairness that you exhibit at play. Because I know it's because of that. Yeah. You must have been a fair referee. You know, they didn't see any flaws around you, and this is why you rose above, you know, in the ranks. Today, you are you are leading.
Like the Vice President rightly said, whenever Papa steps on the pitch, these are some of the comments you hear being broadcast to millions of viewers around the world.
The handshake for peace between the captains. Officiating is our referee from Gambia, supported by Messrs. Mariam from Eritrea and Mikwande from Cameroon. Our referee from another African nation, Gambia, on the west coast. I'm sure they'll all be watching in the capital there this evening. Banjul.
He's having a word with the 4th official from the Gambia, Bakary Gassama. What's he going to do about it? The decisions that didn't go his way, you've just got to accept.
Papa might be going to the World Cup as a debutant and one of the youngest referees, but the Gambian has already officiated in several high-profile tournaments, handling some key fixtures, giving him confidence ahead of his biggest test on the biggest stage.
I'm very happy and proud to be the first Gambian referee ever to go to the World Cup. It's not easy, but thank God that with the prayers and the help of people, I made it to the finals in Brazil.
Papa's success story is seen as a dream come true when 4 years ago President Jammeh said the Gambia will one day play in the World Cup. It might not be the Scorpions qualifying for now, but with Papa Gassama in the World Cup, the Gambia is in fact in the World Cup. When the World Cup kicks off in Brazil on Thursday, 12 June, the world's finest footballers will be there to contest football's most prestigious prize. And in the mix of things, there will be this man, the Gambia's Bakary Papa Gassama. And with the country's football plunged into crisis at the moment, leaving the country's football with much to be desired, Papa's outing in the World Cup will bring back some smiles on the faces of the country's disgruntled football fans. Mohamed S. Jallo, Grts Sports.
Well. That's Papa. So emotional, you know, seeing our Gambian brother head into the biggest stage in world football. You know, like my cameraman was just saying, Papa once officiated in their football field in Kermama. I was there, one of the Kermama football finals. So that's a very interesting story. From the sandy pitches of Kermama to the Maracana Stadium. What a story.
Through Wembley.
Yes, through Wembley.
Yes. and as I was watching Brazil versus Mexico, when Brazil were trounced 3-0 in the Olympics final,
you were there.
I was inside the crowd
the stadium,
at the stadium, and it was a very, very proud moment for